but this content creator is different. Not like the other ones. And then like I can't believe I believe that again. I'm never trusting a content creator again. Bruh. Stupid and evil business model, buy now, pay later. I have some things to say about this one. Not good things. Because watching how many people are going into debt, their own decision, granted. It's their own decision to go into debt. But the availability of buy now, pay later and people digging themselves a hole with huge monthly payments, accumulative, is wow. There should be a limit where like, oh, you cannot get more than like a specific amount. Anyway,
Mhm.
stupid and evil business model, buy now, pay later.
I've done it. I've accidentally stumbled upon the dumbest business model on the planet. Today we're talking about buy now, pay later. Historically speaking, it has been a method of payment since pretty much forever. And it's been exactly what it sounds like. You buy something that you can't afford right now and you pay for it later. Whether you're buying a house or a car or your oven goes out and you don't have enough money to replace your oven, you go to the appliance store and the appliance store is like, no problem, we'll hook you up with a payment plan so you can get your oven. It's never been an issue.
Like I understand like urgent moments, right? Urgent situations. You might not have that money handy, especially when you're like starting off or settling in. But constantly doing buy now, pay later, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have like emergency funds for things that you might need in an emergency, right? Like oven breaking, washing machine breaking, stuff like that. I would say that goes under emergency. Dryer, not necessarily. Dishwasher, I wouldn't say so. You can use your hands to wash your dishes, and you can get a drying rack for $15 while you save up. So it is also situational.
Issue.
Where's all the money?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs. See this? That's a car.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
But in the past couple of years, apparently flying under my radar, a bunch of tech bros have gotten together and said, you know what, we should take this method of payment and turn it into an entire business model. And it is not only the dumbest business model I've ever seen, it's almost unironically evil. Like if you were to take a cabal of evil economists and put them in a think tank and tell them they need to come up with the dumbest way possible to crash the economy, this is what they would come up with. And we're going to get into it right after word from our sponsor.
Delete me.
No gun this time?
Oh. Oh.
What is that?
Huh?
It's my new concealed carry. It's so cute and small.
I mean, it's pretty average, I would say.
Well, I can't get my two hands on it.
Oh, is that the...
Well, isn't like the whole point like you're supposed to like be able to comfortably have a grip on the gun depending on your hand size, especially when it comes to self-defense?
Is that the standard now? All right, here's the deal. Super simple, straightforward business model. You give them money, they turn around and make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does that even mean? Okay, here's the entire internet and every free service on the planet inside of a nutshell. Okay, there's a saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. What that means is pretty much anything on the internet that you use, that's a service, whether that be Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it. Okay, it's all an app. So one of two things is happening. They're either going to feed you ads, and that's how that company makes money since their service is free, or they're going to collect your personal information, then turn around and sell it to data brokers on the internet, and then they're going to turn around and sell it to whoever buys it. And next thing you know,
As literally anything and everything these days. I don't know. I feel like I'm just so jaded. I'm kind of over it.
you're getting 17,000 robocalls every single day. And that's where Delete Me comes in. They will look through all the major data brokers and find the ones that are selling your personal information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf, and then they are legally obligated to comply. And then they'll continue to monitor these data brokers, and if they get your information again, Delete Me will submit an opt-out request again. Basically, you're paying Delete Me to get rid of all the downsides of all of the free stuff on the internet, which I think is absolutely worth it. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, moment of transparency. I had no intention of making this video. I didn't even really know that these companies existed or how they functioned until recently. I went to order something off of DoorDash, a pizza for me and the family, and I was presented with payment options. Those were Apple Pay, a credit card.
Fucking Klarna. The amount of people that go into debt and into cycles of debt because of Klarna is insane.
or Klarna. And for whatever reason, on this particular day, I said, what the fuck is Klarna? So I clicked on it. I was then presented the option of making an account with Klarna, and then I would be allowed to make 4 easy installments to pay off my pizza.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Going into fucking monthly payments over door dashing pizza. That's the stage people are at.
That's so bad.
If you have to do installment payments on your pizza, I don't think you need the pizza. I think you need to get off your ass and go get a job.
Yeah.
To which I immediately said to myself in my head, that's stupid. I'm not about to finance a pizza and a private chauffeur to deliver it to me. I hit back and paid with a credit card, but then I was like, well, wait a minute. I technically did just finance a pizza and a private chauffeur to bring it to me because I paid it with a credit card, right? I'm buying it now and I'm gonna pay for it later when I pay my credit card statement off at the end of the month. So what the fuck is the difference between Klarna and a credit card? So I looked into it, and guess what the difference is between Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, all these buy now, pay later tech companies, and a credit card? Basically nothing. Credit cards are regulated. These companies are barely regulated, and they're nowhere near as regulated as a credit card.
Same,
Yeah.
but different. But still same.
Now,
What the hell was that?
What?
After all this time saying same but different, I find out there's an actual movie code with it. What movie is that?
I don't know.
obviously, these tech companies insist that they are different from credit cards. That's why they're not getting regulated as credit cards. So let's just go ahead and go over both and see if we can see any difference whatsoever. Credit card companies primarily make money in two different ways. One, if you don't pay off your balance at the end of the month, they charge you like 26% interest, and they make money off of the interest. Okay, pretty straightforward. Everybody understands that. Way number two credit cards make money that less people understand is they act as a payment processor. So what that means is every time you swipe your credit card at a store, they are going to charge the retailer between 1 and 3% of the total purchase amount every single time you use your card. So if you go to Walmart and buy $100 worth of groceries, Walmart is going to end up paying $3 for that 3% of a processing fee. And then if you don't pay off your bill, they're going to make interest on top of that. Those are the two ways that credit card companies make money. Now, Klarna and all the other buy now, pay later companies are totally different because they make all of their money off of processing fees, but instead of charging 1 to 3%, they charge 3 to 6%, aka double what a
Yeah, literally double.
Yeah, holy crap.
All bitches love paying double, huh?
credit card charges. And then they give you a 0 interest loan for 30 days. And if you don't pay it off, then they start charging you interest. It's the same fucking thing as a credit card.
Okay, let's say, for example, Uber Eats, right? Why would you pay with Klarna? So if the point is you have to pay it off within 30 days, why would you pay it with Klarna instead of the cash you have on your account as it is? If you don't have money for the fucking pizza and you need to finance it and you already know you need multiple months, you don't need the goddamn pizza. Like, bro.
Yeah, you gotta not eat it.
Go have I don't know, a slice of bread. Get a job. Like, I understand there's like hard times sometimes, but never in my life, every time when like I would face hardship, never in my life I would be like, oh, let me go finance my fucking pizza. Like, what? That's so stupid.
They're the same picture.
They even have a Visa card that you can put in your wallet and take with you to do this as much as you want.
God.
So why the fuck isn't it regulated like a credit card? Well, you see, a credit card is a revolving line of credit. That means you've got a $5,000 limit. You can spend $5,000, you pay it off, you can spend $5,000 all over again. When you use Klarna, Klarna isn't giving you access to a line of credit. They're giving you an individual loan. So if you get on DoorDash and use Klarna to pay for a fucking burrito, Klarna is giving you an individual.
Isn't it like called something like Quick Cash or something? Quick Cash, Advance Pay, something like that?
No. I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Loan for said burrito.
Good Lord, pay it off today.
Pay it off.
And you can avoid interest on that loan by paying that loan off in full in 30 days, exactly like a credit card. Or, unlike a credit card, you could sign up for their payment plan where you make 4 payments over the course of 6 weeks and you'll still avoid interest. But if you go with that payment plan, each loan is going to come out of your account on its own schedule. So if you buy 30 things off of Klarna, you've got 30 loans out there auto withdrawing from your account on whatever random dates those payment dates are. So basically Klarna.
And that's when usually people lose track, right? They're like, "Oh, this is a little, this is a little, this is a little," then they accumulate that shit.
Yep, and then bam, you're in debt.
Yeah.
Is running 30 transactions a month to get all their money out on 30 different days, making it very, very hard for the average person to keep track of how much money they owe and how much debt they're actually in.
It sounds like a simple shakedown. Simple as that.
Okay, just so we're all on the same page, their entire argument is, yeah, we're basically a credit card, but we're a really, really shitty, inconvenient credit card, therefore we shouldn't have to play by any rules. But don't worry, it gets worse. You see,
But
when you...
isn't like the people who usually go for Klarna are the people who already like maxed out the credit card anyways?
Yeah. Usually that's in the same vein as them.
Mm.
apply for a credit card, they actually like run your credit. And if you buy a bunch of stuff on a credit card and then you pay it off, it increases your credit score. That's a lot of the reasons that people go and get credit cards at a young age, to build credit so they can hopefully buy a house in the future. These buy now, pay later companies, on the other hand, they don't run your credit. So you can buy a bunch of shit with these companies, but it's never going to improve your credit score. But inversely, if you go ahead and don't pay your bill, they'll report it to collections, and then that will tank your credit score. So they can only hurt your credit, they can't help it. Buh! If you don't like the service, then just don't use it. Buh! Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Here's how that affects all of us. Remember earlier when I said that they doubled the processing fees of a normal credit card? Great,
Okay.
wonderful. If retail companies
Right.
are gonna have to pay an extra 3%, they're gonna pass that along to the customer, and they can't discriminate and only pass it along to Klarna users, because you can't make individual people pay the processing fees. So they're just gonna raise their prices across the board. So even if you're Dave Ramsey paying for everything in fucking cash, you're gonna be paying more money because somebody wants to finance a fucking burrito. Which raises
There you go. All my homies hate Klarna users. Yet another reason for all of you to hate them.
a question: why would any retailer want to use Klarna or Afterpay or Affirm or any of these other buy now, pay later companies if they're charging more money for the processing fee? Great question. This is where it gets evil. You've probably seen these in a checkout where it's like, you could pay the $100 for your purchase right now, or you can make 4 payments of $25 and still get what you wanted right now. Okay, now to some of us that seems stupid, because $100 is $100, whether you take it from me right now or next Tuesday, I'm still paying $100. What's the big deal? But there's a ton of scientific research that has gone into this, and when you spend a bunch of money, it activates the same part of your brain that is your pain response. It is borderline physically painful to spend.
Yes. But you see, for me, I actually do, hey, $100 now is $100 later too. It's the same. For payment of 25, it's still $100.
Yeah. So, but this time is with interest too. Oh man.
It's just like, I don't have the whole disassociation, like, oh, 25 for 4 weeks instead of $100. That's a steal. No, I don't have that shit. It's like the same shit. Like, what?
It's so dumb.
Spend a lot of money. So there's a huge chunk of the population that, as long as they see that lower amount in what they have to pay right now, they're 20% more likely to make the purchase, and they're 30% more likely to spend even more money.
Yes, science.
So essentially, all these buy now, pay later companies are approaching retailers and saying, hey, we're going to charge you 6%, but you're going to sell 20% more often. And when you do sell, those purchases are going to be 30% larger. Basically, retailers take the deal because it makes them more money. And the reason it makes them more money is because Klarna and all the other buy now, pay later companies have figured out how to make credit cards 2.0, except this time it's more dangerous, it's less regulated, and people that are financially illiterate are more likely to fuck up their entire financial future over a fucking burrito. The inception of this company had to have been like an episode of Mad Men, with a bunch of John Hamm looking motherfuckers drinking scotch and smoking cigars inside of a high-rise building, and they're like, haha, we're gonna figure out how to exploit poor and financially illiterate people even harder than they already are, and it's gonna be a great business model.
I mean, that's the whole business model of finances.
Yeah.
No one goes into finances and develops stuff there out of the goodness of their heart. Everyone looks at the profit margins. So it's like,
It's about the money.
I don't know why people still think that the big companies or companies in general have like, yes, like this company, it only exists because it truly wants to help people. There's nothing in it for them. There's no such thing. If a company does something, it's because it's profitable for them. Do people genuinely not understand that? Like all these, like for example, we all know that, right? Like when you do the drive-throughs and they're always like, do you want to add another dollar for charity and stuff like that? They're not doing that out of the goodness of the heart. Plus, by the way, they take your money for that.
Yeah.
They doing that because it helps them. I don't know. I feel like people are just so dumb. I'm sorry for the lack of better words. People are so fucking dumb. It's like the same thing as with like the Pride Month, right? All the companies sporting colors. They don't give a fuck, bruh.
Yeah, Pride Month, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's all profits.
I'm sorry, but same with content creators. I know I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot right now. Majority of content creators, they don't fucking give a fuck. You know how many content creators this month I've seen be like, oh, men's mental health, blah 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 blah, on the surface, behind the scenes, bio-disgusting creatures. Go back to your cave.
Yeah.
Who are literally LARPing to get money. And people, a little bit off topic, but like people are like, oh, but this content creator is different. Not like the other ones. And then like, I can't believe I believe that again. I'm never trusting a content creator again. Bruh, fans were there all along. Don't complain now. Okay? Whoa, buddy.
Nobody.
Whoa, buddy. This is gonna be the first and the last time I'm gonna say this. We don't even ask our viewers to support us. All the support comes literally from their own initiatives. We don't ask people to contribute to charities through us. We don't ask people to support us. We literally don't ask anything. The only thing is, it exists. If you want to do it, do it. I think this is the least likely channel to actually scam their viewers. This is the first and last time I ever will mention this. Because the reality is, there's a lot of channels that you think they're there because they have the same thing as you. They don't. They see you as a fucking paycheck, and you're falling for that.
Ivan says, but Lifu is different. She doesn't like me because of my gender. She doesn't like me because of my gender, my personality. She's the real one.
Thank you so much for the support, Moose.
Thank you for the support, Moose.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going full schizo today.
She's going full schizo.
But it's true. The shit I'm saying is true. How many times have we seen like specific people literally do shit just because of money? Because it's easy money, because that's where like the culture is at right now, where social media is at right now.
Yeah, people are just like LARPing as like some weirdos.
Yep.
Yeah, except it's not, because that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, let me rephrase this entire thing so we're all on the same page. Credit cards have a screening process. You apply for a credit card, meaning they've done some research into you and they've determined you're probably pretty likely to pay this back. Klarna and Buy Now Pay Later doesn't do that same screening process at all. So they're giving lines of credit, essentially, individual loans on burritos and fucking pizzas to people that probably can't afford to pay it back. You want to know how I know they can't afford to pay it back? Because they're taking out a payment plan on a fucking burrito. And you're never going to believe this. It's not working out for them. Q1 of 2025, they posted a $99 million loss, and they have no idea why, because guess what? The people that were financing DoorDash and a bunch of other dumb shit aren't paying off their bills in time.
There aren't a lot of people who use Klarna announce bankruptcy.
Probably happens a lot more than we would think.
Bankruptcy has been a pretty like easy scapegoat for a lot of people, like announcing bankruptcy, because it doesn't mean they're gonna be homeless or lose their job. Like, I don't know. This is so weird.
shocking.
Unbelievable.
I would pay so much money to see the CEO of Klarna have a sit down with Warren Buffett and try to convince Warren Buffett to have Berkshire Hathaway invest in Klarna, as he explains to him in detail that their business model is to sell payment plans and loans for Chipotle burritos. It would be fantastic. These companies literally broke level 1 of capitalism. Capitalism can be described as you identify a fucking problem, then you solve the problem and sell the solution. Klarna, on the other hand, came along and was like, okay, I think I've identified the problem. Poor people don't have any money. What if we made it easier for poor people to have even less money?
Perfect. Everything.
That's not fixing the problem, it's making it worse. Imagine if a plastic surgeon in Miami figured out a way to help women with flat asses have even flatter asses.
I mean, have you seen high fashion?
Yikes.
Isn't that exactly what they're going for? A plank?
would go out of business. Klarna, on the other hand, is trying to IPO for $15 billion, okay? IPO means initial public offering. Basically, they're gonna open this up to the stock market and let people invest in the company. And the shitty part, because it's the tech sector and everybody thinks that the next tech company is gonna be the next Apple or the next Tesla, they're probably gonna get a metric shit ton of money and a ton of investors are gonna come.
Bye-bye. How'd you fucking do that?
Okay, if you're not picking up on a button, they're about to get a bunch of people to invest in what amounts to subprime burrito loans, and it has the potential to crash the entire economy, right? This is what happened in 2008 with the housing market. What happened in 2008? A bunch of banks were giving out subprime mortgages. Subprime meaning they're giving a mortgage to somebody they know probably can't afford it. And guess what happens when people can't afford shit? They don't afford it, and then they end up not making the payments. They foreclose on the house. Is
that what happened with the housing market in US? I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't bother looking into it either.
That happens too much, and it ruins the entire fucking housing market and the entire economy as a whole.
You're completely sure of the math. Look at him. You notice anything different about him? Look at his face.
That's pretty racist.
His name's Yang. Yeah, I'm sure of the math. Actually, my name's Jiang.
But at least when the house...
No.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Housing market crashed and the bank foreclosed on a bunch of houses. They still had the houses that they could turn around and sell to somebody else. Granted, they weren't going to get all their money out of it because the price of houses fell to the floor, but at least they had something left over. How the fuck are you going to foreclose on a DoorDash order that somebody ate 9 months ago, okay? You going to go repo a fucking turd? I can't believe I live in a timeline.
Exactly. Go repo his poo-poo.
And where I'm legitimately concerned that one day I'm gonna wake up and see the news headlines reading subprime DoorDash order bubble bursts, crashing economy. Could the government step in right now and regulate them as credit cards?
They could, but they're not gonna.
It's like they should be regulated and fix the entire problem? Absolutely, they sure as fuck could. Unfortunately, my entire government and every politician is 7,000 years old and too technologically illiterate to understand what the problem even is.
Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
My entire government and every politician is 7,000 years old and too technologically illiterate to understand what the problem even is.
Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
What?
Oh, the constant topic about if the politicians are too old to understand what's happening. Yes, they are. I think there needs to be age cutoff.
Yeah, there should be an age cutoff. I feel like that's the proper way of doing it.
Yeah, age at least for no, actually no. I almost said maybe for specific sectors. No, in general, there needs to be an age cutoff when it comes to politicians. The second, like right now, the second you don't know how to use a smartphone, yeah, you're out.
Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
What?
How do you sustain a business model in which you...
What kind of question was that?
That was the dumbest take I've ever heard a politician say.
Users don't pay for your service.
Senator, we run ads.
And by the time they do realize it's a problem, it's
we run ads, my guy. What do you mean by that? This can't be real, man. This can't.
probably going to be too big to fail, so they're just going to print a bunch of money, give it to fucking Klarna to pay off their subprime burrito loans, and then all the taxpayers get to pay for it. Fucking Terrific. I can't wait. Okay, that's it. There's no silver linings. This is the dumbest business model I've ever seen in my entire life. If you want to take away from the video, it's this. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to start a business, find a problem, identify it, then solve the problem to make people's lives better. If at any point your idea to make money is to identify a problem and then make it worse to take advantage of poor and financially illiterate people, you're a piece of shit. And for the love of God, if you have to take out a payment plan to have a private chauffeur hand deliver you a burrito, please don't do it. If you need to take...
Isn't technically every single company taking advantage of poor illiterate people?
Yes.
Like, if you think about it.
Illiterate and financially illiterate as well. Taking advantage of these people.
Yeah. And if you tell me, like, but Lifu, like, there are people buying expensive brand stuff, that's for the uber rich. You know how many uber rich also becoming non-uber rich from all the gambling and spending? And how many people who are not rich buying those luxury items too?
Yeah. Quite a bit.
And it sounds like people actually need them.
Take out a payment plan for the burrito, you can't afford the burrito.
That's pretty much how people act at the financial audit about the little burrito.
There's literally bankers on the internet posting stories about how young couples lost.
Let's finish the video. I'll show something.
Okay.
The opportunity at their first house because they made a purchase with one of these buy now pay laters a year ago, forgot about it, they reported the debt to collections and it tanked their credit and they weren't able to buy their first house over some fast food. Please don't ruin your financial future to have a burrito hand delivered to you. Buh! DoorDash is a necessity for some people. You're just a rich YouTuber that doesn't understand the struggles of the average person. Buh! Okay,
that's
pause.
bullshit.
I know what you're thinking. Fat Electrician is taking this keyboard warrior thing too far. He's making straw men. Surely nobody is actually arguing that DoorDash is a necessity. You're incorrect. I like to probe topics before I make...
Okay, I'm sorry for any person says DoorDash is a necessity. Go to the mirror, look at yourself, and then slap yourself. You're stupid.
These videos to see what the keyboard warriors will say, and this is a real opinion that popped up on the thread. And my response to this is as follows. A, I was delivering DoorDash, not ordering DoorDash. I was a delivery driver for DoorDash like 2.5 years ago so I could afford to pay my bills. So you can fuck right off with that shit. B, DoorDash is a luxury purchase, okay? I don't give a fuck what the circumstance is. Ordering restaurant quality food and then summoning a stranger to hand deliver it to you is a luxury purchase. To call that a necessity regardless of circumstance is like saying that a Rolex
is literally a treatment of an emperor or a king.
Yeah.
Having some stranger bring a freaking cooked meal out of a kitchen in a different building to you. Like, do people not get that? Like, if you actually put it together and actually use your brain, how it sounds?
These people do not understand that this is something kings would receive. Kings and queens would receive these kind of service.
Is a necessity.
It's crazy.
Because people need to be able to tell what time it is. No, the fuck it isn't. Go buy a G-Shock for $9 and it's fine. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. The new tech bro buy now pay later companies are the worst, shittiest, dumbest business model that I've ever seen in my entire life. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
I like this video. Lately, I've been watching more and more finance stuff and reading more finance stuff. And that's why I have so many heated opinions about it. If you guys are enjoying us reacting to the finance stuff and just people being stupid about finances, let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know.